feasting. Ain't nowhere to hide, baby, this is our season. We them LSU Tigers and we came to win. Me and my brothers gonna ride to the very end. Damn, it's going down up in Tigerland. Wizard gang doing this one for the Tiger fans. Purple yellow color team, we on fire, man. Come around here, you might end up in a frying pan. You can't stop us, number one in the league. We a special kind of breed, Louisiana beast. We done came a long way, ain't got no time for defeat. So if you know what's good for you, then you better retreat. We coming live from the boots outside of the zoo. It's game time, tell us what you gon' do. No lie, we the truth, it's our time. Better move when the LSU boys coming through, sing. See y'all and let the wild beast in. Ain't nowhere to hide, baby, this is our season. We them LSU Tigers and we came to win.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Triple Option Podcast. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. I'm coming to you live right now from the Troubadour Hotel in downtown New Orleans, right next to the Superdome. So last night, LSU beat Clemson in the national championship, 42-25. I was not at the game, but I've been in the area for the last couple days, and it's just everything LSU. It's absolutely ridiculous down here. Just like the vibe around the city, just everyone's just being all in on LSU. There's a bunch of Clemson fans around, but it's really just a home game for LSU. It's just such a cool experience. I didn't even know I was coming down here until Friday. Until a couple of days ago, I had no idea I was coming down here. My mom surprised me with plane tickets just because she knows I'm obsessed with college football. I wanted to be in the area. But New Orleans is just such a great city. It's a great host city. You hear that from a lot of people. But the game last night, that was electrifying too. I was at this really cool bar called The Wrong Iron. And there was just, if I had to guess, maybe 200 people there about, just everyone decked out in LSU gear. It was so loud in there, I almost thought I was at the game. But, you know, it was pretty quiet at first when LSU was down. It was like 17-7. When Trevor Lawrence had that rushing touchdown in the first quarter, I think that's what put them up by 10. That's what really silenced the crowd. But I don't think there was any doubt that LSU was going to win this game, even when they were down by 10. I'm not an LSU fan, I'm an Ohio State fan, but I was cheering for LSU while I was down there just because, you know, I just really like the culture down in New Orleans, down in Louisiana. So, you know, I was cheering for LSU, and even if I wasn't cheering for them, I just knew they were going to win that game. Their defense is just playing really well down the stretch, and their offense has just never skipped a beat. They look better by the week, and I think it helped having Clyde Edwards-Helaire to be healthy in this game, the LSU running back. But Joe Burrow had the most casual 463-yard and 5-touchdown performance I've ever seen. When I was watching the game, I didn't even realize he had that many yards. It's tough because I wasn't able to watch this game the way I watch most games, you know, just sit down on a couch by myself and listen to everything the play-by-play announcers are saying and just pretty much analyze every play. I definitely missed a couple plays in this game just because, you know, you're at a bar, there's a lot of people, you're talking to people. But from what I saw, every time I looked up, Joe Burrow had a completion or LSU's defense was making a big stop or getting a turnover. It was a great game for LSU, for Tiger Nation. For the other Tigers, Clemson, I think they're going to be back. They were bound to lose a game. It's not like they had to lose a game, but they had an amazing win streak. Dabo Swinney is an outstanding coach. They're getting Trevor Lawrence back. They're getting Travis Etienne back. I think Clemson's still going to be set up for the future. But, I mean, hey, it was LSU's year. You know, they went undefeated. They beat, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, they beat Georgia, Texas, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, and Oklahoma, and now Clemson. So it's 7 top 20 teams, top 15 teams. They might have been all top 10, I believe. But LSU had the resume this year. It just felt like it was this year. But then the news broke today Joe Brady's leaving, and I credited a lot of their offensive success. Joe Burrow's a great quarterback, but I credited a lot of their offensive success to Joe Brady, just bringing that, like being the passing game coordinator, just bringing that passing attack that he had with the Saints. And I saw a little bit of a fall off in the Saints passing attack once Joe Brady left, and look what he did. He brought it to LSU. LSU turned into a spread team. They had a Heisman-winning quarterback who broke almost every single record in the FBS and the SEC. But he's going to the Panthers. He's actually going to be joined by Matt Rule, who's going to the Panthers as well. Also, some other news in college football. I think SEC West is going to be real fun this year, especially the Egg Bowl with Lane Kiffin and I'm slipping on his name, Mike Leach. The Egg Bowl is going to be fun, especially the SEC West. But just staying with this game, just not even the game itself. Just walking on Bourbon Street Sunday. I landed in New Orleans on Sunday night. Just walking down Bourbon Street and you could just feel the energy in the streets. People all decked out in their LSU gear. The balconies above on Bourbon Street, they all had like "Go Tigers" on it and whatnot. There's a guy walking around with this. I don't even know, like a life-size tiger around his neck. I don't even know how to explain what it was. You'll see in this video though, but just such a cool environment. I'm so grateful that I got to see it. But I'm really wondering what it's going to be like for LSU next year. You know, that they're losing a good amount of players, whether it's seniors leaving or underclassmen declaring for the draft. I don't know if they can repeat. It's tough to repeat. You know, even with Clemson being such a good team this season, you know, it's tough to repeat just because every season you're hearing how another team is on the rise. Right now you're hearing a team like Tennessee is on the rise, you know. Somebody's always on the rise, especially in the SEC. It's hard to go back to back to back to back to back. With Alabama, same thing with Alabama. You've seen them go back to back, but not 3 in a row just because, you know, it's so tough. There's so many big-time recruits out there. And then you have 2-star recruits like, I believe it's Justin Jefferson on LSU. 2-star recruits like that, they fly under the radar, and then they turn into these, you know, all-American amazing receivers. So I don't know if LSU is going to be able to repeat, but just this year itself was just so magical for that team. You know, you see all the videos after the game with them in the locker room smoking cigars, especially Joe Burrow. This just seemed like such a great team that deserved to win, and especially everyone loves Coach O too. How could you not? He's just the coolest guy. You know, at the end of every interview, he goes with his "Go Tigers." But yeah, so I'm gonna keep this episode short. I just wanted to just talk about my trip a little bit. You know, the food down here is amazing. The weather was amazing. It was like 75, 80 degrees the last couple days. Just a beautiful city, great people. I'm very thankful for this trip. But I think I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to come back next week and then really start talking about recruiting, all the coaching changes, predictions for next year. But I just wanted to do this as like, you know, a little recap for this season. I didn't get to talk about Ohio State's playoff game versus Clemson, which was disastrous for them, up 16-0, blowing that. But stick around, come back next week for episode 6. We're going to get into all that. I just wanted to run through quickly my trip to New Orleans. But thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next week.